lot of realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No.
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
I do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class and it'll be out soon.
Hey there. Hi there. Ho there. I hadn't turned my camera to so that I could appear live on screen, but I am here. VetMentors Homeless Housing. Where's this on YouTube? I think somebody is watching. I don't know. But thank y'all for being here wherever you're watching from and whatever platform you're watching on. I am streaming live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and TikTok. So I'm streaming live in 4 different areas. And the reason I come on to stream live is because y'all need to know what I know. And in order for you to know what I know, you have to be around me more. Get my books and read, because like I was just telling my TikTok fam over here, I don't read to you. You want to learn how to do what I do? You say you want to learn how to house homeless veterans, then pick up a good book and read it. Pick up a good book. I took 22 plus years of perfecting what I know, creating systems and procedures to earn over a multi-million-dollar income in over 22 years. As a realtor, thanks for joining my club. As a realtor, I'm a licensed realtor since 1996, and I house homeless veterans. And I've been doing that over 22 years. Because housing homeless veterans is a profession. You know, we have our niche market. Some people work in high-end real estate. Some people work in, I don't know. I just, some realtors say, I take anybody. I don't take anybody. If you're not a veteran or in a veteran family, or somebody, I know one of my good friends, he got in over the summer, he and his new wife, and he's not a veteran, but he did ROTC and he wanted to go to the military, but his mom said, oh, don't do that. So he never went. But I did sell him a house this past summer. But typically, no, you're not going to get my time if you're not a veteran, because nobody is helping you the way I help you. Nobody is taking you from homeless, helping you with benefits and finding transitional units, finding resources if you don't already have resources to get housing. If you have resources to get housing, then I have housing for you. Hey, Shirley Fields. So now, what was I saying? Yeah, so I come on every day now because I didn't have to come on when I was in the VA at the vet centers and the city colleges of Chicago and Cook County Corrections and the Metropolitan Municipal Federal Prison downtown. And I mean, just all over. I didn't have to come and talk to anybody publicly about what I do as a realtor housing homeless veterans. But you knew who knew what I was doing? You want to know who knew what I was doing? Oh, hold on a second. This year, 2025, I received this award from Main Street Organization of Realtors by the president of the Main Street Organization of Realtors Board, Yvette Jones, that's me, for outstanding service and dedication, time to what it says, dedication and time so generously given to Main Street Realtors. I don't even know why. I know why I got this award because I know what I do in the community. But for me to receive this award, and my class is not picked up to teach realtors in the board, at the board, to me, this is just a piece of glass. Thank you very much for acknowledging my work, but I really want these realtors to learn what I know. That's why I wrote the book. I wrote the class. This book and class were approved by the IDFPR for me to teach, but the Main Street Board of Realtors didn't pick up my class. They said it can't be a 6-hour. We only have 1 6-hour. Well, it's not a 3-hour. It's too much for realtors to learn what I know of 22 plus years in 3 hours. And people don't like to read. So you think I'm going to come in a classroom and tell you everything that's in this book, everything that's in my head to get you to do what I do? Well, no, that's not going to happen because it's not. So I have master classes. So if you want to join my private group of investors and realtors all over the country, we are in all of these states right here. I think we're in 39 states now. My advocates who I train in my private group who purchases my books. And I have a whole library of books for the veterans community. Because after 22 years of being in the VA, and these were, I'm just showing y'all right here on TikTok. I'm going to pull this up over here for for YouTube and LinkedIn to see. I was at the VA. This top picture up here is a picture of my team that I would take around to the VA, to all the vet centers in the city of Chicago, except for one. They didn't have homeless veterans coming. I'm like, oh, that is phenomenal. But, that was in a different suburb where I do understand. And they didn't have homeless veterans who needed the resources. So they just thought they didn't need to teach veterans in that suburban area, in their catchment area, about housing either. Because the workshops that I designed for the VA and for the vet centers and the city colleges and every place else, it teaches more than just housing a homeless veteran. Because our veterans don't stay homeless. We have so many benefits. We have federal benefits. So if you tell me that I want to house homeless veterans, it's a lot to learn. It's a lot to learn. And one book is not going to teach you everything. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Jose. I see y'all over there on TikTok. Thanks for joining. And everybody over here on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. So let's get down to business. Oh, here's another award that I received this year by the IDFPR. This is the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs, Illinois Women Veteran Leaders of 2025. They honored me in 2025. I was one of 25 veteran leaders in Illinois, leading charges in the veterans community. So, and then a whole bunch of other awards and on TV, and go Google my name. So anyway, let's get down to business. I'm gonna put these back because I don't want to I don't like having stuff out of place. I don't like having stuff out of place. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the National Veterans Homeless Housing Advocate, Realtor, consultant, and government in the professional services field of government work. I am a contractor with 15, yay, push them up. Oh my God, 15. Thank you for that. Thank you for those hearts or those roses over there on TikTok. I renewed all of my certifications for the year. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I saved myself $1,700 because I used to pay a company to renew my certifications, because when I first got started in government contracting, you don't just walk into and say, I'm a government contractor, give me some contracts. You got to learn. Oh my God, there's so much to learn on that spectrum. So since then, let me see. I am also, and y'all might want to write this down, but join tomorrow, because tomorrow I am interviewing the president of the Elite Illinois SDVOB, that's Service Disabled Veteran Owned Businesses, and I am on that executive board for Illinois. So what we will be doing, and I'll have everybody on our board and the companies that come aboard to do business with veteran-owned businesses on my show, because we have to get the word out that listen, you are a veteran. You are a veteran and you want to do business in this veterans community, then you have to know what certifications you really should have. Because as the number one certification for veteran-owned businesses is the SDVOSB. That's the Service Disabled Veteran-Owned. Service Disabled Veteran-Owned. Let me get it. This is in my book, because that's one of my certifications. And that certification was issued to me by the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. So that's SDVOSB, Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business. And that certification is on the top of the food chain. So when companies are looking to work with veteran-owned businesses, they also look at our certifications to see what have we tallied through. I mean, because these certifications, they're not just given out to anybody and everybody. You have to be in this checklist of boxes that said now you qualify, and I'm one of them. So when I'm looking at contracts with DOJ, with DOH, with the housing providers, I want to say HCV, that's the Housing Choice Voucher Systems in Charlotte, South Carolina, Charlottesville, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Chicago, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Las Vegas, Nevada. I can do what I do here in Chicago in any state, anywhere, because of my certifications and because I know what I'm doing, because I'm like the national person housing homeless veterans and has housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. And I've taught 3 teams of leasing agents when we had leasing agents. Now we don't. Now we have. So that tells y'all how long ago that's been. So I brought my operation home. Oh, what year is that? I can't even remember, but I was able to work 9 to 5, and my realtor colleagues, Yvette, how you work 9 to 5? And I'm out here showing houses at 7 o'clock. Well, that's because I know where the money is and I know what time they work. So why should I work outside of their hours? I can't do anything with the homeless veteran if I don't know where the money's coming from. I know they don't need to see anything until I talk to the social worker and they send me a referral. Yes, a referral. You want me to work with this veteran now? I need a referral. I'm a whole company. And now you want me to work with these veterans. I'm going back now for a contract, because all those years I was at the VA, I was, memorandum of understanding. It's a contract, but it's an unpaid contract. It gave me, hold on, I'm a badge carrying sister, but not anymore, because after this is my badge from the VA right here. Going to the VA, they knew me and they still do. But now it's all about the contracts. It's all about the contracts. So what I do now is teach through my consultation and mentorship program. And I have a private group. It's not open to everybody. And I don't have conversations with just anybody. If you have not read my books, then you cannot get in my group and we won't be having a conversation. It's just that simple. You come here to learn, then you need to pick up a good book and learn it. I wrote book. This is the third edition right here. Let me go here. This is the third edition, Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market. This book has brought veterans from homelessness, because whenever I have the workshops at the VA, this is the book they all receive. They all receive this book right here to teach them what is too complicated for them to know in the federal benefits guidebook, because this doesn't give you all the answers either, but it's still good for you to know what benefits there are on the federal level. I mean, hold on a second. I'm still waiting for this book to come in the mail. A Guide to Veteran Shared Living Models. This book was released number 1 in Amazon under top new releases in United States veterans history. This book has sold a lot. Y'all doing good out there. Thank you for that support, for not only for the books, but also, okay, good. Also for supporting our homeless veterans. We need so much help, y'all. We need so much help. We need so much help. It's too much money in our community, in our homeless. I'm not even talking about veterans who can get a VA loan. I'm not even talking about them yet. I'm talking about the homeless veterans with no benefits, like I was when I got out of the military. I had zero. I wasn't rated. That's our talk. So if you don't know anything about the military, then you really got to read all my books. So I wasn't rated when I was discharged. I was discharged under honorable conditions. So I've got an honorable discharge. I'm service connected now. But when veterans are discharged from the military and they're discharged without a service connection, disability, and compensation, then now we got to go look for a job. We got to get our mind right real fast, because now we are a civilian and we're going to be treated like a civilian. We don't have those benefits yet under the federal guidelines. And this is a fight. This is a struggle. So for those who are saying, and all those years, I was telling somebody this yesterday. I was telling my sister yesterday, all those years I was at the VA and the vet centers and city colleges and the federal and the Cook County jail system and all the municipalities having tables and doing workshops and seminars and conferences. I wasn't service connected. I always knew. Look, I wore the uniform. I was in boot camp. I did that. So I know I'm a veteran, but I was not acknowledged by the VA as being a veteran because I wasn't service connected. And a veteran who is not service connected don't get nothing. Well, they can get something. They still need to be service connected. They still need to be service connected. At least 10%. If they're not 10%, then they're not even going to the doctor. It's just that deep. So when people say that I want to help house homeless veterans, what are you talking about? Really, what does that look like to you? What does it look like to you? So I have a lot of folks buying my veterans. Hold on, let me show y'all the book again. I'm waiting for my books to come in the mail over here on TikTok. But A Guide to Veteran Shared Living Models, right? So when people say that I want to house homeless veterans, well, what model? What's your approach? Who are you serving under transitional housing? Because the shared living model could be transition, it could be permanent, based on the age of the veterans who live in your shared model home. I was talking to one of my good friends today. She retired Air Force and she might be on. She said, Yvette, I watch you sometimes on she's so cute. But she has a phenomenal business where she cares for her company. She has over 200 CNAs. I watched her when she began. I was housing homeless veterans, and she was one of my investors. But her business was just herself at the time, sitting with veterans who have dementia. So let's say you have a veteran shared living model and you're working with veterans who have dementia. Because where else are they going to live if they don't have a family, they're not in a senior care facility, they're not anywhere, they're homeless. And the VA is like, we need some place for them to go. They could be in the hospital being discharged, but they need somewhere to go. So all of that will be set up. Y'all can work on all of that. I'm not going into that right now. So they come to your veteran shared living model home. You have to have a program for them. And this is not transitional, because where they're going to transition to, I'm going to tell you where they're going to transition to in a moment. But you also have to have a program when they do transition. When they transition. Now they're not moving, but their life expectancy has ended. Their life has come to an end. And that's part of your program. If that's the population within the veterans community who you are serving. So it's different models for veteran shared living models. I don't call it a lot of names, because some of the names are not franchise, but trademark, like the ILF, the independent living facilities. Those are the Forstroms, and push them up to them. They're doing a wonderful job for the communities that they're serving. But for the veterans community, you can have various different types of model homes. You can have a model home that caters to Department of Justice, but you may not have the contract with the Department of Justice. You've got the home set up and your program is set up to help these veterans move from incarceration to now expectancy of their benefits, because that's your job now. That's in your program to help them create this new life as a nobody in jail now, as a freed man, to help them get their federal benefits, to help them get their state benefits. And it may not be you sit down, oh, I got to help them do the paperwork. I got to know that. No, not at all. There are professionals who do this. You just have it written in your program, and you are offering that as a service in your program. And these veterans just happen to live in your veteran shared living model. So we've got what's called VSOs. That's a veteran service veteran. Let me see, VSO, veteran service officer. I don't know. I just call them VSO. And whenever I have my workshops, I would go on the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs website, and I would request a VSO to come to my workshop at the VAs, my workshop at the vet centers, wherever I'm having a workshop, there needs to be a VSO. Why is that, Yvette? Why should there be a VSO there? Because we need the veterans to get their benefits, to do an intent to file. That's why, because we don't want them to be in your veteran shared living model home forever. What good is that? Who are you helping but yourself? Now you're racking up your bank account, but you've got this veteran stuck in your transitional home that you done made it permanent for an able-bodied, capable-bodied veteran to just lay up there and go about his merry way every day, going here and going there, and not having your program set up so you can service this veteran for a better life. We get benefits I'm so glad I'm a veteran, even though all those years in working with veterans at the VA and the vet centers, I didn't have my benefits. It didn't matter. It didn't matter because I know how important it is for veterans to get their benefits. And I worked with them on that. And when they came back to me after I housed them out of homelessness, and I told them, now you work with this VSO and you keep me updated because your next door that you open is going to be your front door with your key and your deed with your name on it. They said, okay, that, I'm going to do that. And they did. And they did. I'm going to show y'all in the book. Don't get me fired up in here. Hold on, let me show y'all. Those are some veterans, and these veterans in here. Hold on, TikTok. I apologize. They thick right here. These veterans, some of these veterans were homeless. It's half. I counted them, right? It's half of the veterans on this page who were homeless before they bought their first home. Half of them on this page. I dare you to pick which 5 when you buy the book. You tell me, Yvette, I know which 5 it was. You might get a couple. You might. Some of these veterans, oh my God. Here's another veteran right here, right? Let me show you. Oh, the Vet Center, Chicago Heights Vet Center, the director at the time, Dr. What's her name? Oh, wait a minute. She wrote a letter. Her letter is in my book. But hold on, this veteran right here, I don't know, y'all can see him right here. He's old. He's so old. Oh my God. But listen to this. One of our older veterans buyer to date, Mr. Coward, says it's never too late and right on time. He was an at risk of being homeless veteran as his community was being torn down. This is the gentleman right here. He said it's never too late. When the vet center director called me, she said, Yvette, and then she said, it's an emergency. I'm like, okay. And that thank you for all that those stars over there on TikTok. Thank y'all for being here over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So I said, okay. And at that time I was recovering. I had a heart attack, COVID-19 pneumonia, and a stroke. And then I couldn't walk for 6 months. So this was during the time that I couldn't walk and my body was beaten up from the COVID. Everything was just, I'm on a walker, on a cane. But we went inside this old trailer park where he was living. And it was so old. It looked like we went in. It looked like Amityville Horror. I'm like, oh, and it was a hazy day. The sun was going down in the east, and it just set the scene for a horror movie. Half the trailer homes were torn down, so you just had a slab. The other half was wide open, cats running out, trees done grew out. It was a sight to be seen. I couldn't even focus my mind to take pictures because I can only see them in my mind's eye right now. So my husband he kept driving. I said, drive slow. I wanted to take it all in, but it was hurting me so deep, but I had to take it all in. And then we pulled up to a slab that once set a trailer. And this veteran who I just showed you in this picture was sitting there on his walker chair that has wheels on it, and you can turn it around. A lot of veterans have that in the VA. Go to the VA, y'all will see them pushing it. Then they'll turn around and sit down on it. I never graduated to one of those, even though I should have when I was down and out. But anyway, I told my husband, I said, pull up my window side as close as possible to him so I could talk to him. Oh, and y'all look, I don't have any tissues. I really don't want to get teary-eyed on this because I want to keep this going and flowing. But if I do get teary-eyed, just know that I live this. I'm just sharing the story with the stories with y'all. But I live this to have housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. I have a lot of skeletons now in my closets that they don't even belong to me. But because I lived it, housing these homeless veterans and hearing their stories and getting them out of those horrifying situations, including myself, because I was also a homeless female veteran several times because I was married to a monster. He was an actively serving Marine. And I was only, let me see, I was 21. I had celebrated my 21st birthday with him. He was a horrible man, caused me to lose my baby at 5 months pregnant, caused me to be homeless, running away from domestic violence, and the VA didn't give a damn. Nobody knew how to help me. All these benefits out here, all these millions of dollars of all these years, all these social service organizations are receiving this money. These not-for-profit organizations are receiving this money for these homeless veterans, and don't nobody know who they are. Well, I know who they are now, and that's why I formed this private group. But anyway, he pulled up right next to him, and we're talking. I'm like, how long have you been here? You know, one of the questions, 50 years. I'm like, well, damn. And he said, and me and my wife, we raised our son here, but my wife lived here. She was born here too. I'm like, what? That's why this community is being torn down. Everything was so damn old. I couldn't believe it. Why were you here so long, sir? He said, well, this is just where we lived. I didn't know anything else. I just knew trucking. He owned a trucking company, and nobody ever set this veteran down to say, you know what? I believe I can help you buy a house. You are a professional. You're making money. Let's talk. Let me show you how to buy a house. And that's what I was doing all these years in the VA, because I found that out. Nobody ever did that until he met me. And he said, I think he's not even the oldest veteran who bought his first house. He's one of our older, I didn't say oldest, I said older veteran buyer to date. I don't know how old he is. Y'all figure that out. There he is right there. Well, y'all can't see. Y'all can't see. Okay, there he is right there in the middle. Y'all figure that out. How old does he look to you? Okay, figure that one out. And then I couldn't believe it. These are the most senior veterans to date who have purchased the house. And Mr. Baldwin celebrated his 84th birthday, but now he's 87. He was born in 1937, and I just saw him 2 weeks ago. I got to go see him too. So the gentleman who was living in the trailer park, I'm like, oh, damn. Nobody ever helped him. Nobody. And that's why we need so many advocates. Nobody ever helped him. Nobody. So got with him, and my husband, he's also a licensed realtor. So I said, okay, I'm going to give him to you so you can take around and open doors, because I don't open doors anymore. Even though I'm healthy, I stand on my head, I hula hoop every day, I jog, I do whatever I want to do, but I don't open doors anymore. I leave that to my showing agents, and I just don't. My business is now focused on educating and teaching and advocating nationally. All of the people I told y'all about: realtors, social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders, investors, entrepreneurs, and veteran-owned business owners. So we sold him a house just in the nick of time. And his house is real nice. Let me tell you, this man is doing so good. He bought himself a riding lawnmower. Well, that's because his grass in the back, his yard is huge. So he had to buy a riding lawnmower. He's doing just fine. And that's what you do. That's what you do. When you move a veteran out of their homeless situation, at risk of homeless situation, because now he gets to enjoy his benefits. He doesn't pay property taxes because he's 100% service connected disabled veteran. He could have been afforded a house, but nobody took the time to go to an impoverished neighborhood and you see a veteran sign hanging on a light pole or in a window or a flag outside, and it's a trailer park. Hey, can I whisper something in your ear? But who takes the time to, that's number one, going to where they are. Who takes the time to talk to homeless veterans and not just, oh, how you get here? Can I buy you a cup of coffee? Here's a couple dollars. God bless you. We shouldn't have homeless veterans. The government needs to do more. Really? That's because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. Really? Because if you knew what to do, you would be doing that. Why would you leave a homeless veteran stuck if you knew what to do? Really? Hold on, let me see what y'all have to say. 13 comments over here. My apologies. Okay, I'm watching. I get it. Okay, Shirley. Thank you. Hey, Shirley, you look cute. How can community leaders take action after this show? Go buy my books and read them and learn, and then email me, send me a picture holding my books that you got my books, because I'm going to put you in the community, and I'm putting our community is already on blast. So I want them to know who you are, not just where we are, but who you are. I got to count these states now. You're going to be on the board. You are an advocate, so I need to see your face. I want to know who's in my group. That's how they get involved. How can private investors ethically support these projects? Easily. Who's not doing things ethically, first of all? Who? I don't even understand that question. I work with private investors all the time. That's how I was able to have over 5,000 veterans. I think some of these people aren't even real, because that question made no sense to me. If you are real, Jennifer, send me another question. How can awareness turns into real action? Read the books and put your boots on the ground and do the work. Awareness to action. How do veterans navigate housing after leaving service? That's what I'm here to teach you to do. That's what I'm here to teach you to do. Because a lot of them don't know how to navigate housing after service. That's why you have a lot of them homeless right now. Because let me give you an example. My husband, he retired from the military after 37 years. He retired, but he was already, his duty station was in the DMV area. So when he retired from the DMV area, he had to come back to his enlistment. That's where he wanted to return home to. When he returned home, he didn't come home to a home. He was unhoused. He doesn't like for me to say homeless because he paid his way in motels and timeshares, but he didn't know how to navigate housing for 11 months. 11 months he was in motels. And the reason why, realtors, he was working with the realtor, and he told me the horrifying nightmares that he had with this realtor because he's homeless. Where you staying now? In a motel at the Days Inn. So what is the realtor gonna think? You ain't got no money. You've got bad credit. You're wasting my time, sir. She never once said, hey, you ever thought about buying a house? She's presenting rentals to him. Rentals. One of them, he said, was in a basement apartment with the pipes. You know how the pipes, the water and the vents, the ducts and everything in the basement, you see everything. Until he met me, he went to a veterans resource fair, and my lender was there. My lender is also in this book. My lender was there, and he said, Yvette, you got a minute? Because I'm standing right here with the homeless veteran. I said, yes, I do. You say it's a homeless veteran. I got minutes for days. He got on the phone. I said, okay, what I need you to do is this, this, and this. And I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to look at houses. Because my lender said, I'm going to get him a pre-approved. All it took was a conversation. Not, oh, you staying in the Days Inn. You staying at the White Roof Inn. It's a conversation, people. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. It's a shame. Let me stick to this conversation right now, because I could go. I don't even have a script when I come on. That should tell you this is my life. I've lived this for over 22 years. I lived this since 1987. It's 2025 now. I don't even know how many years that is. Thanks for that amazing question. Hey, Jason, great video. Our veterans deserve this and more. Get the books, Jason, and read so they can get some more out of you from your city, your state. I can't do everything, and I'm so glad the VA told me. It was the administration that changed, that told me, oh, Yvette, you can't come back. I'm like, who's housing these homeless veterans? Well, we can still refer them to you. I'm like, oh, hell to the no. You want to refer some homeless veterans to me now, but I can't come in and conduct my workshops anymore where they can come and sit down and hear all this. But you think I'm going to be talking to homeless veterans on the phone all day like I used to do? I'm not doing that. I need a contract now. So that's what I'm getting next. Messing with me. You house them. You're getting paid for them. And the people who are in my group, y'all can learn how to do this too. Hello, nice to see you again. Shaban. Hey, Shaban. Pronounce Shaban. So the veterans who reach out to me personally, the ones who I reach out to on TikTok, I'll put on there, you any homeless veterans need resources, DM me. Then you can contact me. But you have a homeless veteran. You have a homeless veteran. You have a veteran in need of anything. Learn how to do what I do. I don't want you to refer any veterans to me. None. I have enough on my plate. That's why I wrote the book, so you can get the books, read the books, and learn how to house homeless veterans and help them find their resources. If you are a realtor, you work with this homeless veteran from homeless. If you are a realtor investor, if you are a realtor, veterans shared model living operator, housing operator, if you are a realtor investor who has rental units, if you are, you can take that literally. And then if you are a realtor investor who knows how to fix and flip, now you have done taken a veteran from homeless through their transition to a rental unit to a home purchase. And now the veteran has their benefits. That's how they're able to buy the house. They have their benefits. And now they're like, you know what, man, I really did get a lot out of your program living in your veteran shared living model home. And now what I want to do is use my VA benefits. Where's my book? Because veterans have the opportunity to buy not only a single family house, we can buy 2 flats. These are 2 units, and all of this is in my book. Go get it and read it. We can buy 3 flats, and this is actually one of the veterans who I sold. You can buy a 4-unit. This one looks like a veteran's 4-unit that I filled. And this right here, you can also do new construction like the house we live in and other houses that I sold to other veterans using their VA loan. God set me here. I was able to perfect my craft at the VA, at the vet centers, at the Chicago City Colleges, at Prairie State College, inside the Federal Bureau of Prisons, inside Cook County halfway house centers, in the municipalities. God gave me the opportunity to perfect it. And then closed the door at the VA and said, okay, my child, now you're ready for the world. That's how I got here. I write policies, procedures. Oh, and I teach you how to do the same thing. I write congressional letters. Some of the politicians listen, some don't, but they still got the letter. You know, this is how you fight. This is how you advocate for homeless veterans. Just don't say that I want to house homeless veteran. So you can house anybody. Go do that. How about that? Go do that. Otherwise, you learn the program so you can help better a person's life. You can house anybody. Go house some millennials. Go do that. But you want to work in this veterans homeless community, then you need to do things the right way. And I teach you the right way to do it. Over 22 years, boots on the ground, housing homeless veterans in wheelchairs, on walkers, with 10 kids. When I tell you, I get text messages and phone calls and emails. I'm at the VA just walking down the hall and somebody come running up to me, giving me a hug. I'm like, okay. Hey, thanks for the hug. Somebody out of the house 15 years ago. Yvette, you may not remember me. I remember you. Yes, I do, because I was driving down the 57 Memphis going south doing almost 90 to come and get you and your 10-year-old daughter and take you to the house where you were moving to that same night. And this same woman went from being in a horrible relationship to becoming homeless with her 10-year-old daughter to now having her PhD. When I woke up from my near-death experience in the hospital with COVID, this woman was standing over me, praying over me. So nobody can tell me what I do is not God sent. God showed me what I did. He showed me I took a homeless female veteran from homeless to PhD when nobody wanted to talk to her. You homeless. You don't have nothing to say to me. You're not making me any money. You are a social work case. I'm not a social worker. I can't deal with you. We're not asking you to be social workers. We're just asking you to know what you do. And in order for you to know what to do, you got to read. And then you buy my books. I invite you to my private group, which I'm getting ready to ramp up for y'all in January. That's when we're having the first intensive class. And every month I'm doing an intensive class on at least one subject that we'll talk about during the month. But you cannot be invited to my private group without having purchased some books to read. And if you ask me a question that's in a book, guess what I'm going to do? Just like your teachers did, just like I did when I was teaching at the college level. I'm going to go read. This time, go take some notes. Take your highlighter with you. Because I'm not answering your questions that are in the books that I wrote. I know they're in the books because I lived this. Every book right here, I lived. And I know what works because it worked for me all these years. God put me here. He said it's time to take your message, which is God's message, to the people. And that's exactly what I'm doing. It's over $900 million in 411 organizations that the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs announced on August 27, 2025, more than $818 million in grants to 235 organizations across the country to help veterans who are homeless or at risk of being homeless. This is $818 million. What's this money for? This money is for grants, for programs. So that's why you say that I want to house homeless veterans. I want to do a transitional housing. Okay, you ain't going to get none of that money. You have to have a program. That's what this just said. That's what this just said. You have to have a program. And then in order for you to get a grant come 2 years from now, you have to have, let me tell you what it says here on the paper. VA awards grants based on a number of factors, including the grant recipient's experience and past performance in providing supportive services to veteran families and the need in the area or community where the program will be based. Throughout the fiscal year 2026, the grants will fund local organizations that help veterans access housing and housing counseling, health care, financial planning services, child care, legal assistance, transportation. And I hope my brother is watching, because I did call him because he's a veteran. And I did give him some steps to getting his certifications that he needs to get those. I don't train you or teach you. If you want to talk to me about that, that's a consultation that you're going to pay for, including my brother. I can't work for free. I never want to be homeless again. So this money right here, I'm gonna break this up in chunks so y'all could hear what I just said again, okay? VA awards grants based on a number of factors, including the grant recipient's experience. So I have a lot of 2B veteran shared living model providers. Right now, you have no experience, so you don't get none of this. You have to get the experience, get the books. You get in my private group, you start learning, and then you open your, well, we get into all that. You'll have your experience come a year or two. Past performance, that's from the experience, right? That's it. The experience is past. The experience is a past tense. And you have that past experience now because it's been a year or two. And providing supportive services to veteran families in your veteran shared living model home. But you may say, Yvette, but where am I going to get the money from? I teach you how to do that in my private group. Y'all not paying me here, so I'm not telling you where to go. If you buy my books, you're in my private group, then I'll share all of this information with you, okay? So this right here is 235 organizations. This was in August 2025. And then the VA said, wait a minute, 1 month later, what? We still have an additional 176 organizations that have done past performance, that have experience and have done past performance, who have submitted grant applications for this money. So, hey, you know what? Y'all did so well. We're going to grant an additional 176 organizations who are tackling veteran homelessness across the United States. So these two documents show 411 organizations that have received over $900 million to operate in the community of veterans who are experiencing homelessness and need housing counseling. They need health care. They need financial planning services. And why is that? Why should you offer financial planning services? I just told you maybe 10 minutes ago. Because they could buy a house. They could get a bank account. They get their 100% service connected. Now they need some financial planning services. And we also did that in my workshops that I created. Yes. And a lot of our veterans went through the financial planning workshops and were approved for housing and bought houses because of the financial planning workshop. Yes. So this is 2 buckets of money. And then you have veterans. Okay, TikTok. You have veterans who go to the VA homeless walk-in and who are approved for HUD-VASH. Oh, I mean, it's like a weight just fell off their shoulders until they get into the community. And I'm not going to call all of them ratchet, but I will call a whole lot of them ratchet. And these are my realtor colleagues. These are my realtor colleagues. These veterans with HUD-VASH vouchers that have been approved. That's how they got these HUD-VASH vouchers, because they've been approved by the VA, the Veterans Administration. And then they got another approval by HUD, because that's where the money's coming from. So they got 2 approvals, and then they take this voucher. And this is what my intensive class is for those in my group who paid for the class. If you have not paid for the class and you want to attend the class is full price now. So I'll send you that link. But you get a veteran with the HUD-VASH voucher coming into the community. I just housed a veteran. The rent was $2,500 on a HUD-VASH voucher. You know how much my commission is? Because I don't work with other realtors in the community because they like, Yvette, I don't know what to do. And my investor said no. He don't want veterans, and he don't accept Section 8 because his unit didn't pass inspection. I'm like, first of all, that's 1, 2, 3 violations on you. I was on the committee of professional standards with Main Street Organization of Realtors, because of realtors who did not want to learn, who refused to learn. When I wrote the class back in 2014, who came to class talking mess. So you got yourself a red flag, and I reported you. And that's why I don't work in the realtor community now. When I have a homeless veteran, I don't go on the MLS to say, hey, I have working with the client and he's got a voucher. They're like, nope. We want 3 times the rent. That's because you don't know how to calculate it. We want 625 credit score. No. Let me see. No pets. I'm like, that's a service dog. I don't even mess with them. I'm so serious. And they all know me because they know I house homeless veterans. But I'm like, you can send me your veteran. They'll say that I want to refer a veteran to you. And I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. I'm like, you good, because you're not getting nothing. Unless you do the work yourself or send them back to the VA. Because I'm not splitting a commission. Not when I don't have to. And you don't want to do any work because you don't know what work to do. You don't have any place for them to go. So, but you want to help them by sending them to me. Yeah. Now get the book. Read the book. You'll automatically be in my private group to learn. Make your 7 figures. My coach told me, he said that you made a 7-figure income housing homeless veterans. Do the math. I'm like, oh my God, you're right. Just housing homeless veterans. When I first started working at, hold on a second. Hi, I'm in California. Are you able to help me out here? What's going on, sassy trucker lady? Help you out how? Sassy trucker lady, what am I sending you? You got to read some books. Go to the bio up there and buy some books. When you get them, take a picture and I'll invite you to my private group. Are their background checks so dangerous? No, they're not dangerous, Ali. These are not dangerous veterans who receive the voucher. And you know, and that's a whole nother thing. People, you know, you all stigmatize and you all think a homeless veteran is a veteran who is a criminal, a veteran who is on drugs, a veteran who is let me see, drugs, alcohol. I mean, a veteran who has committed heinous crimes. No, that's not what happens. Let me play y'all a video of a 72-year-old veteran and her caregiver living in a tent. And they've been put up in the short-term motel, because I'm like, I know this organization still got money. I can see their money. It's public information if you know where to go look. I can see their money. So I sent them another email. Hey, don't you have more resources? And if not you, what other organization are you connected to so that you can get these? They're in Charlottesville. I'm in Chicago. You're there. So what monies do you have to get them out of the tent and out of the truck that they're sleeping in? She had a voucher, and because there was not one single, hold on, where's my list? Hold on. It was 31 realtors and management companies on the list that the PHA, that's the Public Housing Authority, case manager sent me and sent her. 31. Everybody, you can come apply, but we need a 620 credit score. It's going to cost you and your caregiver $65 each, and we no evictions and no negatives on your credit report. She's got a voucher. And the reason she has this voucher is because the federal government has a mandate, and cities and states have mandates too, on that there shouldn't be homeless veterans. So this housing authority, the HUD-VASH voucher, is to help eliminate homeless veterans, but you have realtors and management companies in the communities talking about you're denied because you don't have a 620 credit score. You know why this veteran is homeless? Because somebody stole her house. A very clever person stole her house, which was paid for, but this person knew how to get it. 72. I think she was 71 at the time, 70, 71 at the time. You trust people that they're going to do good by you, but no, they turn around and have you sign something, and now you don't own the house that is owned free and clear on 3 acres of land. So now, because you're a veteran, you done serve your 3 tours of duty, and you go to the VA to say, I'm homeless, and they make you wait from January to April to give you moving papers. So you're in your truck all that time. And then from April to November, you can't find any place because every place you went required items that were denied you all along, even before you put the ink to the paper. So now you're homeless from January to November. Let's go back. March to November with the voucher, and everybody said no. So now the voucher is terminated because she can't find some place to live. And guess what? She's still in her van and in her truck and in the tent, her and her caregiver. That's because of uneducated realtors and uneducated case managers and social workers in our towns who are supposed to be responsible for our homeless veterans. That's why I said, I know I'm supposed to be here, because I've done all of this and housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. So I know how to do it. And you can do it wherever you are, in any city, any state, wherever there are homeless veterans. I've done that too. Hold on, let me see what other comments there are. Okay. I don't know how you gonna do that. Hold on, let me go see. People be asking stuff like, okay, let me see. Great video. So now we have, I'm gonna come over here to TikTok in 1 second. We have Shirley Fields. Hey, Shirley, she called me today. But I want y'all to know this. Don't you call me, you're going to get sent to my library, because I don't have conversations. I have consultations, and my consultations are paid. So Shirley says, I'm excited, and this is where I want to be. So glad I ran across you on YouTube. You are my mentor, and I will be learning all I can from you, ordering my books tonight. That's what I'm talking about, young lady. That's what I'm talking about. Jeff, great show. How can viewers support the initiatives? Go buy my books, read them. Go buy my books, take a picture with them, send it to me so I know you got it. Then you're in my private group. And that's when I start, you start learning some more. But you got to read. I don't read to you. I had to live it. And two chapters in the veteran shared living model homes, I just cried like a baby. Oh my God, because that was me. That was me. Nice to see an older veteran getting property. Yes. Dirk, how do we better educate communities about veteran? Have you not been listening, Dirk? How do we better educate communities about veteran homelessness? You haven't even been listening. Go buy the books and get your boots on the ground and start educating your community where you live. That's how you educate communities. How do we better educate communities about veteran homelessness and solutions? I would add that to the end. Get the books. You'll automatically be in my group. Once you send me the picture, city and state where you are, I need your full name, email address, and phone number in your city and state, because it's going on the board. And I want to know everybody in my group. Love seeing housing solutions. Thank you. Discuss, not just the problem. Yeah, hallelujah. Powerful message. Everyone deserves a place. Thank you for advocating for veterans. Yes, good books. Who is this? Eli's. Yes, good books. Unfinished basement. Okie dokie. I'm interested in the grant and per diem program. Okie dokie. When I reach out to the VA, they act like they don't want to give any information to I know that, because it's not their job. It's not that. People say this all the time. Yvette, I call the VA all the time because I have beds. I'm like, okay, Ann, first of all, you're calling the wrong place, because they are not going to send a homeless veteran to you with a check, with money every month. If they don't have the money in their resources, that veteran doesn't have the resources to come to you, why are they sending them to you? And they're not going to go out and say, hey, veteran, I want to help you get your resources. That's not their job. When you buy my books, you read my books, you come into my private group, that's where you learn how to do what I do. But I know they're not. I was one of those veterans who those social workers and case managers, RN nurses, and first responders didn't help either, because it wasn't their job. And they weren't even trying to find out. But I know where to go. The social workers be calling me. I got a call today from Illinois Department of Security, the unemployment office, to tell me, Yvette, Miss Jones, I've been getting your emails for a while. Okay, that's good. I've been sending them. I have a homeless veteran who needs housing. Okay. Yeah, from the unemployment office. The homeless veteran came to the unemployment office to do what? File for unemployment, and just happened to say, I'm homeless. You have to buy my books and take a picture of you holding my books. Send me the email, because my name and email address is in all of my books. let me know you have your books by taking a picture, and I'll put you in my private group, and then you got to start reading. Shirley, yes, I really love your passion. Thank you. I can't wait to get my books now. I love working with people, and I believe a new passion is being birthed in me. Yes, Lord. Yes, God. Hallelujah. As it should. I'm learning. You are teaching me. I am guilty of some of this actions. I already know. I have already learned from you. I am saddened by not knowing. It's okay, baby doll. You're still a good realtor, and I'm just going to help you make better choices. Hey, Felice, did you hear me talking about you? Never again will I ask clients for credit scores if they have vouchers. Yeah, for what? Good book, very resourceful. Thank you, my dear. You are one of my best clients, and we have a very touching story. And get this book too, Felice, because I think you might want to see Bonnie Neitz again. Bonnie Neitz was one of my favorite one of my favorites to live in the park, Grant Park. And I'm like, Mr. Neitz, how you live in Grant Park? He said, Miss Jones, it's a lot of places you can sleep in Grant Park. So now I promise you, whenever I go to Grant Park, I don't care when it is, the spring, the summer, winter, fall, I'm looking around to see where a person who is homeless could actually sleep. And I found some places. So when is the master class starting? Have you paid for it yet? Oh, Robin, I don't know. Hey, Robin, you're already in. You're in. So you'll get the master class. I'm working on that tonight. And it's going to be a real good one because, Robin, you know, with the veteran shared model homes, these veterans have to leave at some point because it's still only transitional. So once they leave, as an investor, you can have some place for them to go with their voucher if they're issued a voucher, because they could be issued a voucher working with the program funding source that placed them in your veteran shared model home. So now they get a voucher, and as an investor, you can have a studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, multi-unit property, and accept their voucher now. They can still come back to your program. This is what I teach y'all in my program. It gets deep. I know. Yeah, get the book, girl. You know, oh my God, I was crying like a baby. Oh my God. You know, he was one of my favorites. One of my favorites. And then one last comment over here on YouTube. How much does the masterclass cost? It's $497 now, $497. Let me see. Can't wait. Hey, Crystal. My books are in my what you call that? Bio. Just go to click the bio. It's 2 links up there, I believe. I'm not on Lemonade. They keep telling me, but I go to Linktree and then read the titles, because all of my titles are actually descriptions of what's in the books. Okay. So like this, the 3rd edition. One moment, please, over here. Oh, I got to show y'all. Hold on. Where's the third? Okay. Like the 3rd edition, Veterans Buying Real Estate Guide for Today's Market. What you think you're going to learn about? You're going to learn about veterans buying real estate in today's market. That's the title of the book, and that's what you're going to get in the book. And this also teaches veterans how to invest in real estate too, how to become investors. And yeah, so it gets real deep. I teach them all the way. And then this book, the Realtor's Blueprint, this is for realtors. I've been housing homeless veterans as a realtor. You know, my colleagues be saying, Yvette, I don't know how you do that, how you get paid. What? And same way you get paid as a realtor. Don't you procure a sale, a contract, a rental? Don't you procure the transaction, and then you submit an invoice. I get paid just like you. They want to know what's the process. Yeah, I'm not telling you nothing anymore, because you didn't want to learn in 2014, 15, and 16, and you always have something to say. So don't ask me nothing. Just keep on giving me my awards and keep it moving. So now I have the class, so y'all can buy the book. I suggest you read the book and then get in the class. So this book right here, this was the first book I wrote in this series. I've got I've got an international series, and I also have religious. I don't want to call it religious, but it is just religious book series. I got that too. So this is my third series, and this is on veterans. All of this is in the veterans community. So this book, Effective Strategies for Housing Homeless Veterans, Collaborative Housing Solutions for Homeless Veterans. This book is for social workers, case managers, human care professionals, and first responders, helping veterans transition from homelessness to stable housing. And it's a program guide, because working inside the VA for all those years, and I can tell you right now, these social workers and case managers don't know how to house homeless veterans. They didn't know how to house themselves. When HUD-VASH was reenacted back in 2007, and Boots on the Ground in 2008, and I was right there, the first realtor and veteran to work with homeless veterans at the VA, at Hines VA, at Jesse Brown VA, and all the agencies that receive the money to house homeless veterans. So I knew all the agencies. They were sending me all the veterans. I'm like, oh my God, it's a tsunami. I need some agents to train. So I started training in the office where I was. They managed to have me manage y'all. I'm like, okay, come on, y'all. This is how you gonna do it. And some of them, they like, oh, it's too much. Oh, just look, I got the property. Here's the veteran. Take them to see these two, and that's it. Have them pick one. That's it. Bring the paperwork back. Let's get it done. I trained an office with 25 agents out in Woodridge, Illinois at 24/7 Realty. I was on the show with AC Green back in the day, and they were doing attorney modification. They had huge attorney modifications. And I called them. I'm like, yeah, so what? They're doing a modification. And if it's an investor and they've got an empty building, what you gonna modify? Who's paying the mortgage? You still don't have anybody paying that mortgage. They said, Yvette, you know what? I'm so glad you said that, because that's the problem we've been having. Well, it's okay, because I got the solution. I need all of those investors who have those multi-unit properties who are trying to do modifications. I need all of their properties. And with the promise of a renter, now you can do the modification. They were like, what? Yes, all day, every day, from the north side to the east side, the west side, and the south side, everywhere. Investors were coming into that office, and we were doing workshops. Look, this is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do. And we did that. And then it just got too far for the agents to be coming from Chicago, going back to Chicago to pick up these homeless veterans from Jesse Brown VA or Hines VA or any of these social service agencies. If they did not have a peer support to drive them around, we were their concierge service. We took them door to door. And they're like, Yvette, we can't keep coming out here. I'm like, I understand. Let me find an office in the city. Found an office in the city and got a new managing broker. Did it all over again. And we grew out of that office within 6 months and had to open a second or the third. But the first one, I didn't have the control over. The second one I did, the third one I did. And that office, we were underneath a building with 60 apartments on top. And his letter is in the book too, thanking me for filling the buildings up. He had over 400 units and we filled them up. He said most of the 400. So anyway, so that's the case manager's book. This is the book for realtors. This is the book to teach realtors and veterans how to buy a house and other stuff that's in this book. So after I got finished writing the book for case managers, social workers, human care professionals, I'm like, okay, they're not all going to be capable of talking to these veterans. So now let's teach the veterans and teach their families and the community how to work effectively with a veteran housing need of resources because we are entitled to those benefits. We get federal benefits, we get state benefits, we get county benefits. This is for Cook County. We get local. Hold on a second. Where's my local book? I can't find it. I don't see. But we also have, local organizations to our immediate city. And these are organizations like here's one, Veterans Community Resource Guide. So these local organizations and agencies, you're not going to find them in the Cook County Guide. You're not going to find them in the state of Illinois Guide, and you're not going to find them in the federal guide. You're not going to find benefits in the federal guide that you find in that are in the Illinois Guide. So all of these guidebooks have different resources and different benefits, and that's how my books are set up. You just can't put everything in one book. Otherwise, it's going to look like my 11-week class that I had with the VA Ostabu office. And who wants to get a big old encyclopedia? You're not going to read this. So everything is in chunks. I call my books encyclopedias of U.S. military veterans educational and resources guidebook series. So this is an encyclopedia. You say you want to help house homeless veterans, then you got to learn what the landscape looks like. You have to learn how to help veterans maneuver this landscape. You want to be an entrepreneur in the homeless veterans community, then you have to learn where the money is. You have to learn how they navigate so you can navigate with them. You don't go against the current. You go with the flow. Yes. So finding home, right? Finding Home, a nationwide resource guide for supporting homeless veterans. I designed this cover. I also designed this cover using AI. And I teach you how to use AI in all of these books because, listen, before I open this up to investors and a group of advocates, I was doing this myself for a whole year, just testing the system out. And the system helped me find resources and help house a veteran in drum roll, Hawaii. Yes. I'm like, okay, that works. And then I got a veteran, a single dad with a 2-year-old daughter. Hold on. And drum roll, please. Las Vegas, Nevada. And he got housed. He sent me a message and said, Miss Yvette, I'm in my apartment and they're delivering me furniture tomorrow. So this is what I teach you in this book, not just for the veteran, but for those who care about the veterans and for those who say they want to help veterans with their resources. I mean, this is how you learn. This is how you learn. You don't know. I got a call today from the Illinois Department of Employment Services. I was just calling because we have a homeless veteran, and I was just wondering if you have any resources. I'm like, what kind of resources? I don't even know about what this veteran needs. I need to talk to the veteran. Well, I've been getting your emails for over a couple years. I understand that, but still, every veteran is different. I don't even know, what does this veteran have? What is it? I said, listen, stop asking me that. I don't have nothing to send you. I only send this to the veteran because he can answer these questions, not you. If he's sitting there next to you, put him on the phone. And then I'm going to send them a link so I can capture all of this information. So now when I'm doing my deep dive search, I know what to ask for. I know what to guide my AI bot for. I created a bot for you to use too. I just got to perfect it. It's kind of wonky right now, but I know that hey, Miss Vet. Hey, Miss Shardy B. I don't mean to be ignoring y'all, but I just had a lot to say today. Yeah, but that's how you help homeless veterans. And don't get offended. You know, you might get offended. I can't tell you what not to do. You might get offended. But this is something I don't play with. And I don't play with, silliness about it either. And I don't hold conversations about it either. I have consultations. So if you have any questions, you can send me your question. And if it's a consultation, I'm going to send you a link to pay. I don't ever want to be homeless again. So hold on. Let me show y'all. Oh, it's some more questions. There's some more comments over here. My bad. How do I register for your masterclass? You got the books, right? You got the books. And I'll send you a link so you can pay. That's how you register. And it's not the masterclass. It's the intensive. It's the intensive where I teach you how to house these veterans, where to go get them. Shirley, you're in Chicago. So I'll tell you where to go get them. And how to set up your business based on that. I want to thank y'all for being here. I have been on for 1 hour and 26 minutes. And let me see. We have any questions? Hey, Robin. I should send y'all a quiz. That's what I'm going to do. Everybody in my group, let me work on my email tonight. I've been so busy, y'all. I mean, I don't like to say busy. I like to use the word productive because I have been very productive. I've been, I'm on the executive director board of an organization, Elite Illinois. This is where we are. States have it. And my state is Illinois. In our executive board, what we do is, I'm the newest one on the board. And the president invited me to sit on the board. We've been knowing each other now for 11 years because he was at our first 100 Pretty Purses for Female Veterans event. I know, silly question. What's the source for housing? Do we need our own property? I don't know what you're trying to do. So yeah, it's not a silly question. It's just not a thorough question because it's a lot of different types of veterans housing. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I'm on the board, right? I didn't even know what I was answering, but I said anything Dr. Bell asks me to do, I'm doing it. Because Dr. Bell is an esteemed professional in the government, in the veterans government contracting arena. Dr. Bell is an 8A, an 8A certification. Y'all better go look that up. It's like a percentage, and it's not a very high percentage of companies, of government contracting companies that are awarded an 8A. So when Dr. Bell says, Yvette, you're going to join us on the meeting call? Yes, I've already confirmed. I confirmed the first date because I want to hurry up and see what this is all about. And I come to find out, hey, vote is unanimous. Yvette is on the board. I'm like, okay. So tomorrow, make sure you all tune in because we will be live, and I'll be interviewing Dr. Jerry Bell, PhD, tomorrow about the organization, the Elite Illinois SDVOB. That's the Service Disabled Veteran Owned Business. And what we're doing with that organization is seeking out veterans who want to do business with the government. How do you become certified? How do you interact with companies that are looking to hire organizations with the SDVOSB? That's the Service Disabled Veteran Owned Small Business Certification. How do you even get that? Now, how do I work with companies who are looking to work with me because I have that? So that's what we teach you how to do. And I'm so excited about this because I see that's where God has taken me from the inside the VA confines to now all of these companies that say, hey, yeah, we want to host a workshop here to have veterans come in and have these companies come in to talk to these veteran-owned businesses who have the certification of Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business. We want to talk to them. Why not? Why not? Why not continue your service as a veteran-owned business owner? So that's what we teach you how to do. Let me see. I'm following you because you are passionate about helping veterans. Well, thank you for that. Thank you so much. I'm a veteran. I gotta be. That's my family. All right, hold on. Let me see. Not yet. Not yet. Well, okay. So let me play this video. I want y'all to meet Marlene. She had a 2-bedroom, had. We're fighting to get it back now, congressionally and at the VA level, the higher VA level. Oh, man. Here's the latest. Let me turn this camera around. Is Marlene, you still here on TikTok? Hey, sis. Hey, Tia. I saw the picture you took of Clinty. She looked all right.
We've got to wash everything and the whole 9 yards. It's like, I mean, the screen room came off, the brown tarp came off. All that was sitting here was the tent right now. In other words, yeah, I need a voucher. I need to get into a place. I can't keep going like this. Neither one of us can.
Hey, Marlon.
He gets a day off and we're having to put this back together again.
Sergeant Marlene Wolf. Tours of duty. Gets scammed out of her house, goes to the VA for help. VA takes months to give her a voucher. And then everybody in the community in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I even talked to a few of them. Well, Yvette, she can put in an application. Like I said, she can't even touch the paper with the ink. Already denied. So this is what I teach you how to do. And it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You know, people think this is, oh, Yvette, you're so nice. Yeah, I'm nice, but this is still business and it's still human life. That's what this is. And you're taking away, you're not allowing veterans to use their benefits. And that's a crime. That's illegal. And I wrote a congressional bill and I sent that bill to 3 politicians, but I'm going to have to, once I finish doing some other stuff, I'm going to circle back and refine it and send it to every politician, Republicans and Democrats, the House and the Senate and the states, everybody who has something to do with veteran support will have this bill request for them to submit, however they do it, because I'm not on that political scene like that, but I do know how to ask for stuff that I know that's not right. That's how bills are passed. You see the injustice in the neighborhoods, and this is something that needs to be corrected. The veterans have a federal benefit. It's like me, I wear glasses. I go to the VA. Oh well, you can't use that benefit because whatever. I don't know. You're nearsighted. I don't know. But that's what's happening with homeless veterans who have resources. They're being denied because of uneducated and miseducated realtors in our community, along with investors. A lot of investors, when they hear me say, okay, you're going to get paid, and your money's going to come every month. This person has a social worker, anything happens, pick up the phone, email, make sure you CC me. And, yeah. But once investors hear that, they're like, Yvette, I used to get phone calls and text messages to tell me, Yvette, don't work with nobody else. I could take all of those veterans. I'm like, no, you can't. Not even my lenders. When I would have my workshops at the vet centers, I would have three lenders because I knew what they could all do. I knew it. I had 3 attorneys. I was testing out one attorney, Mario Reed. He's the attorney here in Chicago. He's the Education Esquire. Look him up, please. He said, Yvette, please, no more. Turn off the faucet. I'm like, well, Mario, we've got 12 buyers this month, and I need 3 attorneys. So you said you can handle them. And he said, Yvette, that's enough. I'm not doing buyers anymore. Yes, that's just how many veterans need housing. And those were the veterans I was selling houses to, because I do from homeless to home ownership and becoming investors and business owners. I have the book, Will Do. I'm working with the SSVF folks now. How do we purchase your books? In my bio, go to the link and go to my link tree. Somebody says, so sad I went to school with Mario. You did. Just to text, send him a message on Facebook and said, Yvette said, turn off the faucet. You said, turn off the faucet. I'm like, Dad. He closed on, hold on, in the book, he closed on 1, 2. I think he closed 3. Was that it? Or 4, 5? He closed several of them on this page right here. He closed several of them. But he said, Yvette, that's enough. I'm like, okay, I get it. I know it is. I hired a company to do follow-up, because they veterans buyers. But buyers have to do attorney review, a whole lot of letters be going out. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not doing that part. They have to, if anything needs to be redone on the contract, they can do everything. So he had 8 buyers that month. And he was like, Yvette, no. Yeah, so that's what I do. So anybody, if y'all want to know how to do what I do, you got to get the books and you read the books. And Miss Shirley said, my 3 books come on Wednesday, 12/31, right in time for the New Year. See that? See that? Good. I'm so excited about this, y'all. I really am. God has really prepared me for a lot. My mama, when she was living, she would say, you need to slow down, Yvette. You're going to wear yourself out. Even though I did, I had a heart attack. I wore myself out. And the day after I had the heart attack, I was on the phone negotiating an offer and got the offer accepted for a former homeless female veteran. Well, she didn't actually have to be homeless. She got her voucher and then she got an apartment. So she went from wherever she was living to renting with the voucher to buying her first home. And when I had a workshop at the CRRC, thank you so much. I'm glad I recovered too. When I had a workshop at the CRRC one day, she came and I said, all right, if anybody has anything to say, go up to the front and say what they have to say. And she got up and I'm like, what? Because she's on the quiet, shy side. So she's not a one to be saying a lot. So I'm sitting back like what she got to say? Oh, what she got to say? I think I can have that video too. So I'll post that video on all 4 channels. And she said, let me tell y'all something about this woman. I'm like, okay, what? She said she was in the hospital, just had a heart attack, on the phone negotiating my house that I have right now. I was you. I forgot who it was. So she said, yeah. I'm like, wow, that was her. I'm like, and my mother was in the hospital around the corner from me when they discharged me. So I went to see my mother after I was discharged from the hospital after having a heart attack. And I told my mother, I said, well, Mama, I'm not gone. God saw fit to leave me here. So I just feel my work is not done. And I just kept working. The VA put me on all these medications. I was a walking zombie. I couldn't think, I couldn't function. I said, I can't live like this. So I stopped taking all the medications and I lived with diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, joint pain, inflammation, a different heart condition. I was obese. I got real fat. I'm like, oh my God. And this was menopause and premenopause. And I'm like, I just don't know what to do. But I kept moving. I'm not dead. I looked horrible. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. But I just kept working because all these homeless veterans, they needed me. And I needed them too because I was a single mom of 2 children. I needed my commissions. What? So let me see. My credit just went up to 690 when I was in jail. That's good. What's the status of the Elizabeth Dole per diem rate increase? Go look that up. I'm glad you recovered. Thank you. Oh. Sergeant Wolf. You're welcome, Sergeant Wolf. You know you're my girl. I want to get y'all here to Chicago. Oh my God, I hope I can get y'all to Chicago. Because you didn't think I would know? Well, why didn't you know? What you think, I'm a walking encyclopedia? You asked the question, you should come with an answer. Don't do people like that. That's real rude. Dag. Ignorant. The hell? I didn't think you would know. What the fuck? How you know? So anywho, thank you. All right. So anywho, confrontational. Ugh, get enough of that already. So that's that. So I'll be back on tomorrow to interview Dr. Jerry Bell. He is the president of the Elite Illinois SDVOB, Service Disabled Veteran Owned Business organization, to work with. And I'm still new, so some of this I don't know nothing. So that's why I'm glad I'm the host of everything. And I'll be able to learn and absorb even more information. And on this board, I mean, I don't want to tell y'all how many millions each board member company, because I don't know, because I'm not going to look up every company to see how many contracts they've been awarded, but they've been awarded contracts in the millions. And that's the board I sit on. So where do y'all think I'm going next? Where do you think I'm going? I done came from the VA over 22 years, housing homeless veterans in the VA, housing the community at all these organizations and situations. Where do you think I'm going now, sitting on the board of millionaires? Yes, exactly. So my conversations are going to be changing from now on. But what I want to do is take all of y'all with me, everybody on this board right here who have purchased my publications and who are in my private groups, and these homeless veterans who have received their funding can now come back and say, Yvette, you know what? And they are doing that. Yvette, I want to do what you do. I want to help house homeless veterans. You help me. I want to help somebody else. That's how it works. So thank y'all for being here. It's amazing. Let me see. Looking to get approved. Okay, good. It's 6 months. You're going up, my love. Thank you. So I'm about to get off of YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I want to thank y'all for viewing. And let me see. What's the outro? Oh, the outro. Hey, y'all got to get some books. You are going headed. Yeah. And I want to take, look, we can all go. I have investors in California, Texas. I mean, people are reaching out, not just to me, but my business partner in Texas, who I don't help y'all get your certifications. I don't do that. So please, if you ask me about a certification, I'll tell you where to go. But don't ask me how to do it. I do not do that. But Derek does. He's a CPPO, certified procurement, something else, officer, certified public procurement officer. And he's worked inside the federal government in this role that he now consults in. So that's what he does. I'm not helping nobody get nothing. It was grueling for me. I don't do that. I do the housing. I have 15 certifications, but I do housing and housing resources. So hold on. Let me get, you are going, yeah. It's enough money. The government is like, come and get it. Come and get it. We got all these vouchers in all these communities. If you have 50 doors and it's 50 homeless veterans with 50 vouchers, guess what? You can have all 50 of them. All of them. That's why my investors would be like, Yvette, bring them all over here. We have all studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms, anything they want. Bring them. I'm like, okay, well, some of your units aren't in the most desirable communities. And going forward, we need to sit down and have a consultation so I can let you know where you need to be having your eyes set on. So veterans will want to be there. They'll want to feel safe there. And guess what? The rent is more money and their voucher pays more based on the area. That's what I'm teaching y'all in the upcoming intensive. So if you want to be in the intensive, send me an email. I'll send you the link to pay. Thank y'all for being here. God bless y'all. Let's go in peace. Read, learn, and put your boots on the ground and house these homeless veterans. You say shouldn't be homeless, because we didn't want to be homeless. That was terrible.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative, For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.